Thank you very much. We'd like to welcome you to this special call board meeting of the Garrard County Board of Education. And at this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order, and please note that all board members and the superintendent are present. And if you would, at this time, join me for a moment of silence. Thank you very much. If you're able, stand and please say our pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Item C is to adopt the agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Ms. Davis seconded. Anybody have any questions? All in favor? Let me know by lifted hand. The agenda is adopted, and item 1 is to approve a soil testing project. And before I get Dr. Stull to explain that, this is the only item on the agenda tonight where we're going to take any action. After we take action on this, we're going into executive session. When we come back out of executive session, there will be no business to take. So basically that will end this part. So I'm sharing that with you that might be joining us on social media. So Dr. Stowe, would you explain to us?
Sure. So we've had an issue that has developed at on the site in the area of the softball visitors dugout. There was a crack that was caught by the team there, and they noticed it. And in working through it, they feel like the potential reason for this has been compromised soil. And so since there were 3 other buildings in that general vicinity, the recommendation that came from both the design team and the construction management team was that it would be in our best interest to do testing around those other areas to ensure that if there's a problem that we became aware of that. None of what we're doing around the first item has anything to do with the testing. That has already occurred. The remediation of that will be at the cost of the contractors. And so this is not a request for any change order of money in that way. What today is a request for is assurances for the company that does the testing that they will be paid for this because it's outside the scope of their anticipated work. And so what we are doing here is ensuring that for the work that they will do, that we will compensate them. We already compensate them through a direct bill. It is not part of the pay applications that occur on a monthly basis. So we wanted to be clear and upfront with you all about this. The estimated cost is $1,416 with the potential for an additional $35 should we decide to drill any additional holes. I think the maximum number of additional holes would be 9. So you would be looking in at just a little over $300 there. So the total cost for this probably maxes out just under $1,750. Should there be issues with the soil, then we are likely to recover the cost of this, so you wouldn't be out that. But I'm sure you would rather spend a little bit of money here to ensure that everything is correct rather than risk the heavier costs that would be connected to not checking on this and having a future problem. So that's where we are. I think you all have been given a lot of information about that. You've heard from the architect. Trace Creek is here. Should you have any questions after a motion, you can ask questions during that comment time if you needed to, and then you can decide whether or not you want to approve this testing or not. My recommendation to you is that we approve this testing of the soil at the high school or around the softball area.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the soil testing.
Mr. Smith made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Larry, Ms. Davis seconded. Do you have any questions or comments? Anybody? accused me of cutting them off too quick at our other meeting, so I didn't want
It's just better to take care of this now, than to have problems later. Well, it's a preventative measure.
to. Sir, you have anything you'd like to?
The only thing that I will add is I agree with Ms. Davis and the design team, we as your construction manager. It is a minimal amount now for the security of knowing that, at this time, when it would be less impactful. I won't say it will not be impactful, but it's less impactful to take corrective measures now if that's required. We won't know that until the additional testing is done and the professional opinion is made. That opinion is not made by your construction manager nor your design team. It's truly made by your third-party independent inspector. So it is in our opinion, it is a security move. So you have that peace of mind going forward.
Is there a time frame when this testing might be completed? And
The testing is to occur on Thursday, I believe.
Tentatively, yes, tentatively right at this time, it is scheduled for 9 to 10 a.m. Thursday morning. We have secured one of the on-site contractors that will be doing the excavating, so there's no additional cost impact for that. That's just part of being, I'll say it the correct way, that's part of a contractor wanting to work with you as the owner. They're taking this testing request, and they've already confirmed to me today that they will provide an excavator and manpower to excavate the holes that were identified and potentially the more. But right now, the tentative date is Thursday at 9 a.m., 10 at the latest.
And I can't estimate, and I don't know if Trace Creek would even have the ability to estimate how quickly a report comes back on that.
The only thing that I can compare it to is the last one. So we've done this once before. We've done this earlier last week to investigate the crack, and this is where it expanded into. So we did the investigation on Monday, and they told us that we would have a preliminary email by Thursday, and we did receive it Wednesday night. So 48 to 72 hours is going to be my push. They've done it once before in that time frame, so my expectation, even though they work for you, but as your agent, my expectation is they turn it around that quickly so that we all know and we can settle this or make an action and start moving forward.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? All right, all in favor of approving this testing project, let me know by lifting hand. All board members were in favor, and the soil testing project is approved. Which brings us now to the executive session. Do I have a motion to move into executive session?
So moved.
All right, Mr. Hurt made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Dr. Lamb seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. Thank you very much. We're now in executive session. Thanks, sir. That wasn't very long, was it?
That's quite all right. I work for you guys, so when you have a meeting, I'm going to be, when it pertains to that project, I'm going to be here unless there's an unforeseen issue to keep me away.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, any questions, y'all feel free to reach out to me. Dr. Stoll and I talk regularly, so if there's anything I need to know, please feel free to share.
Thanks, sir.
Since I'm this close, I'm gonna go by the site since it's warm and daylight. Have a good day.
Thanks. Chris, are we off?